tonight, new details in the shooting that left 5 victims dead in Milwaukee, what we know about the shooter and the moments that led up to the deadly shooting.
And searching for solutions. As Sawyer County battles the opioid crisis, they're looking for state help, why they need millions of dollars.
And later, a new plan in a Wisconsin school district is keeping students full and energized, how it's making a difference in the community.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. As Sawyer County battles the opioid crisis, their one and only judge is looking for some help.
The state could offer a solution soon, but the process is costly. And after more than 2 years of discussion, a decision still hasn't been made by county officials.
CBS 3's Jenna Wells learned the impacts of adding a second judge and what it could mean for the county.
Judge John Yackel is the only judge in Sawyer County. The court system, he says, has the busiest workload in the state of Wisconsin.
We have been doing everything we can to be as efficient as we can. My court reporter's hands are swollen at the end of the day. We have human limitations here.
Fortunately for Yackel, help could be coming. Governor Tony Evers is expected to sign a bill next month allocating new judges to counties in need.
We've had so many meth cases and so many heroin deaths in this county. We need this judicial resource so that we can start having more judicial time to develop better drug courts, develop better treatment methods.
But in order to receive that judge, a new courtroom must be built within the next 3 years. A multi-million-dollar project that would be a tight squeeze for the county's budget.
There's only so much money, and levy limits have been frozen, and we have programs and services now that we're struggling to continue. So to build this and operate this is a big venture.
While the board says a new judge could be beneficial, they're worried they'll have to cut treatment programs to help fund it, and that finding the money could affect taxpayers.
We're going to do our due diligence right now to come up with all the options, alternatives, and then give it to the people. What would you like to do? Is this something that you're going to need and that you're willing to pay for?
Judge Yackel says while it is a costly process, it could offer solutions to the high incarceration rate in Sawyer County, saving money in the long run.
If you want access to the court system, you want the second judge. If you want a safe community that is responsive to the drugs coming in, you want a second judge. If you don't want the second judge, then you're going to have to answer why are those things not all that important to address.
Governor Evers is expected to sign the bill allocating new judges in March. In order to be eligible for a second judge, board members say Sawyer County has to break ground on a new courtroom by early fall, and the space must be ready by May of 2023.
Authorities have identified the man who killed himself and 5 co-workers at the Molson Coors Brewery in Milwaukee is 51-year-old Anthony Farrell. However, investigators have said nothing about a possible motive. It happened at the sprawling 20-building complex in an area known as Millertown. The entire campus was placed on lockdown after the first shots were reported just after 2 p.m. yesterday. Police officers from Milwaukee and nearby Marquette University swarmed the facility along with FBI and ATF agents. According to investigators, the shooting ended when the gunman turned his weapon on himself. His 5 victims, Jesus Valley Jr., Gennady Levshets, Trevor Wetzaler, Dana Walk, and Dale Hudson were all his co-workers.
Yesterday's tragedy in Milwaukee left many wondering how they can prevent a mass shooting in their own workplace and what to do if they find themselves in that situation. CBS 3's Alex Libby spoke with a superior detective for some advice.
Detective Mark Latond has spent years studying mass shootings, specifically what signs to look for before they occur.
Several months prior to actually acting out like this, they give a lot of verbal warning. They have actually said out loud to someone they know or care about how angry they are, how upset they are, and that they can do violence.
He says it's important to remember that mass shootings can be stopped if the police are made aware of these possible warning signs and to not hesitate when you see someone acting abnormal.
Police, first and foremost, are a community resource. And so even if your instinct turns out to be incorrect, this is not informing on someone. This is simply calling attention to a concern that you have.
But if you do find yourself in an active shooting situation, Latond says what you do in the first few seconds could save your life.
As high as 2 out of 3 times, the active shooting part of the active killing event is over before police get there.
That's why he says something simple like knowing all the escape routes and a way to let others know can save so many lives in a workplace shooting.
Your responsibility at that point is to inform as many people as you can, to evacuate if possible, but these are happening in seconds.
Latan added that this topic is scary and hard to talk about, but having these hard conversations could help save lives.
The more we address this problem head-on through communication and through transparency, hopefully the better able we'll be at generating solutions to put an end to this kind of violence.
Latan stressed that the police are there to help, and you should always contact them if you hear or see something out of the ordinary.
Minnesotans reached the end of ice fishing season. DNR officials are reminding anglers about a couple important dates. By March 16th, all ice houses need to be off lakes throughout the state. But lakes south of a line from Proctor to Floodwood need to be ice house free by 11:59 Monday night. You could be fined for leaving your ice house out past the deadline. The DNR is also asking anglers to pick up garbage, even if it does not belong to them.
Dave joins us for a quick look at the weather. I know some warmer stuff is heading our way this weekend, but a little cooler tonight still, right?
Yeah, indeed. We thought it was chilly this morning in places like International Falls. It'll be more so for a lot of towns come tomorrow morning. Second day of the cold snap is with us, and it should be the last day as well. So we take a look at the situation around our region. Cooler high pressure from the north has wedged in between a couple of lows, and so we'll have a sunnier sky for our Friday along with the cool conditions. Then to the west, that low pressure system that's stalled right now will start to move again, and that stationary front like a butterfly will metamorphose into a warm front, which will start to warm us up on Saturday morning. But let's start with the forecast for Friday. Our day planner tomorrow says that's going to be one of the cooler days. Here in the Twin Ports, we'll wake up to a temp of about 0, but could be 15 below again towards International Falls, perhaps a little bit colder towards Hibbing. Lunchtime, mostly sunny and 12. Back home, mostly sunny and 22. By Saturday morning, though, it should start to warm up, cloud up. We'll be getting east snow from that. I'll talk about it in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. A pair of controversial gun control provisions won approval by the Democratic-controlled House in Minnesota. In a late-night hearing, the two made it through in a wide-ranging public safety bill that passed 70 to 64, largely along party lines. One provision would expand criminal background checks for gun purchases. The other is the so-called red flag law, which would allow law enforcement to temporarily confiscate guns from people deemed a risk to themselves or others. The two provisions were included in a larger omnibus bill by House Democrats rather than standalone bills. Leadership amongst Senate Republicans have said they won't hold a hearing on bills that contain gun control measures unless they are standalone bills.
$200 million. That's how much Minnesota's projected surplus has grown. State leaders announced today it had swelled to $1.5 billion. That's up from $1.3 billion earlier this month. The argument over what to do with the surplus is expected to dominate this legislative session. The governor says his #1 priority is a $2 billion bonding bill, where Minnesota would borrow $2 billion and spend the money on infrastructure projects around the state. The Democratic House Speaker says she will continue to push her top priority of spending $500 million of the surplus on a one-time allocation of money for scholarships for pre-K and more affordable daycare. Republicans say they want to give $1 billion back in the form of tax cuts.
We know we have enough money to invest in this year's 3-year-olds, and we know if we do make those investments that they'll carry the benefits of those investments with them for the rest of their life.
One is fully exempting Social Security income. We think that is a huge priority that would benefit many people in Minnesota.
The Republicans have a number of tax cut proposals, but the Senate Majority Leader again made it clear that their #1 priority is eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits. These battle lines were laid out before the session started, and we are going to be hearing about them until the very last day of the session.
Another step today toward replacing Enbridge's Line 3 pipeline. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency publicly released draft permits and 401 certification for the project. Now, a public comment period opens on Monday with public meetings scheduled in Mahnomen, Bemidji, and Grand Rapids. You can find the full schedule on our website. That's also where we've posted a link to the permit drafts.
Robocalls are getting more political. According to the Wisconsin Better Business Bureau, scammers are using fake political fundraising calls to trick you into donating to a favorite presidential candidate. The BBB says the calls can sound just like the candidate's voice. To avoid being scammed, the organization advises you to screen your calls, do not interact with the calls if you do answer them, and to register for the Do Not Call list.
Families gathered at Denfeld High School this afternoon to celebrate Black History Month. Several groups worked together to organize the event, including the high school and the Black Student Association. The school says it's a chance to connect and engage with families that might sometimes feel left out. One of the students says the event is one way to show Black students and families they have a place to belong.
And make them feel like they're a group of something, because we live in a state or a city where it's predominantly white, and a lot of Black people don't get to enjoy, or not enjoy, but feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves.
The event was part of the Myers-Wilkins Family Night program.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, a new program in Superior is helping students stay full and focused. We'll tell you about it.
And later, the plummet continues. The Dow posts another big drop amidst coronavirus concerns.
Normal low temp is 11 above. I don't think anybody tomorrow morning is going to be that warm, but come Saturday morning, we'll turn those old temperature tables once again towards the warmer, and we'll talk more about that after we get through this commercial break.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Home Furniture's biggest sale only comes around every 4 years. For 2 days, Friday and Saturday only, everything is up to 29% off. Plus a bonus 10% and 29 months financing. Hurry into the Home Furniture Leap Year Sale, Friday and Saturday.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, radiation oncologist Ken Dornfeld explains how technology called the CyberKnife helps Essentia Health more effectively treat certain kinds of cancer.
The main use for this machine is to deliver radiation treatments to small targets. And its advantages compared to conventional machines is that we're able to focus very crisply and accurately. That robotic arm allows us to deliver radiation from multiple dozens, really, of different angles and directions. That way we can direct small amounts of radiation through tissue in a way that's not harmful or damaging for normal tissue, but focus the radiation at its greatest intensity where the cancer is. There is less collateral damage. This tool is able to really, in some ways, bend light or deliver radiation in a way that curves around normal tissues.
The CyberKnife is especially adept at treating lung cancer, a disease that Essentia approaches with a comprehensive program.
So at Essentia, we've worked very hard to develop ways of decreasing lung cancer mortality. I look at this as a very sophisticated tool that's on the very front lines, or really the last step in our approach to minimizing lung cancer deaths. Our success rates, either with surgery or with this type of radiation treatment for early stage lung cancer, is in the range of 70 to 80%. And being able to deliver curative treatment successfully and safely with machines like the CyberKnife can make a large decrease or a large impact on success rates for lung cancer treatment.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Home Furniture's biggest sale only comes around every 4 years. For 2 days, Friday and Saturday only, everything is up to 29% off. Plus a bonus 10% and 29 months financing. Hurry into the Home Furniture Leap Year Sale, Friday and Saturday.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS3 Duluth. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, let's talk about high temperatures today. They were a little bit on the cool side for a lot of different places here. 17 for Hibbing. We're usually around 28, 29 degrees. Anybody get close to that? Oh, looks like Hayward made it to 21. At least that's into the 20s. 23 on Park Point. Bottom line, cold snap is with us. It'll be with us again through tomorrow, but then a warm front on Saturday makes things change. Cooler temperatures go away, and warmer temperatures come aboard for both Saturday and Sunday. By Sunday, we could be talking 40 around the area, similar to what we had last weekend. So we've got our ups, we've got our downs, and I'll talk about how long each flavor sticks around as we get into the 7-day forecast. But now we take a look at the current conditions. It's 9 above at the airport in Duluth, so that number's been coming down a little bit. Relative humidity's been going up. Now it's at 59%. Our north-northwest wind, static, 6 miles per hour. It was 8 earlier, so just wobbling around the 6 to 8 mile an hour range. 30.12 for the barometric pressure reading. That's in inches of mercury, 1,020 millibars. Temperature-wise, well, it has dipped to 6 below in Ely, but we still have 10 above Watersmeet, 14 Ironwood, down to 1 though in Hayward, and they could go down to 5 below there. 3 Solon Springs, 10 in Superior, 6 below Hibbing already. That's what Kristen gets to get home to tonight. 9 below for International Falls, 9 above though for Grand Rapids. As far as the range of temps goes for tonight into tomorrow morning, I do think we're looking at 15 below along the Canadian border, maybe 0 by the lake here, and again as warm as 5 below for Hayward. Last day of the cold snap before another warm spell comes to call. And right now, well, we're looking at clouds from the west starting to push in, though I do think the high pressure cell with us right now is going to win out, and these little snow showers we're seeing pushing as far as to the east as Brainerd here will be kept at bay out of our region at least for another day. So one more cool one tomorrow with a blue sky, thanks to the high pressure that's snuck in between low pressure systems, but it won't hold these lows at bay forever. Once we get into Saturday morning, this low pressure system riding along a stationary front very, very slowly will start to pick up its pace, as no longer be called stationary, turn this into a warm frontier and swing through our area, push up the temperatures on Saturday morning, and maybe push in a little chance for some flurries. I'm thinking Saturday morning, 20% chance, especially north of Duluth. Not a great chance. Otherwise, for the weekend, it'll be cloudier, but warmer, again with 40 possible by Sunday. For tonight, low temps, inland, Minnesota, 15 below. Ely gets that deal, too. 12 below towards the Mesabi range. 3 below even down around Barnum, but 5 above for Park Point, the hot spot. Wisconsin, Michigan, 5 above to 5 below. 20% chance for maybe a few more lake-induced flurries there, but I don't think it'll add up to much this time around. Mostly sunny one more day tomorrow. Wisconsin, Michigan, high temps 20 to 24. And in Minnesota, they'll go about, oh, look at that, 20 to 24, uniform forecast. Mostly sunny sky from the higher pressure, but the high fades away by Saturday. That low from the west clouds things up, slight morning flurry chance, and then Sunday, cloudy, yes, 40. Some people say yes, others say no, I love the ice. Well, that's the way it's going to roll. Well, slightly cooler by Monday, and then next precip chance, Kristen and Tony hits us Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 30% chances for flurries, very, very light snow.
Looking at that forecast, and we're moving closer to March. Maybe all of the zeros and sub-zeros are behind us till
that is possible,
season?
Tony,
Yeah,
but
maybe.
that just means we're getting into blizzard season with the bigger snows returning.
That's true.
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Or pick your pleasure, depending on your opinion of cold and snow.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. What started as a small idea is now helping students at one Twin Ports school stay focused and energized. CBS3's Emma Quinn tells us how.
Goldfish and pretzels. Goldfish, pretzels, and much, much more. Snack time for the students at Northern Lights Elementary School just got more tasty and fulfilling thanks to community leaders.
So we put a call out to the community, really just a quiet little thing on social media.
That quiet call turned into the Fed and Focus Snack Drive, helping the Superior School with the highest poverty rate in the district. Several thousands of dollars worth of donated snacks came pouring in.
We figured we would need about a month and a half to complete the drive. We didn't. This was ready to go in a week.
Retired teachers John and Ruth Ludwig were among the first to donate.
No matter what classroom you step into, the teachers always have snacks for the kids. I know I always brought snacks.
I always enjoy trying to help other people. It's just one of those things when you get our age, you have a chance, it's great.
Knowing it will make a difference for these students' education.
We realize there's a need in our community and need all over in every community.
School and city officials say they plan to continue the Fed and Focus Snack Drive, expanding into other schools within the district. Still to come, how low can it go? The coronavirus is causing the Dow to drop for the 4th consecutive day, when the free fall will end.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Duluth Stove and Fireplace offers a full line of Finleo sauna rooms, sauna heaters, and sauna accessories. Visit us online at duluthstove.com or come see us at Duluth Stove and Fireplace at 27th Avenue West and Michigan Street and see your next sauna.
Their price, $30,000. Your price, $20. Can you tell the difference? Even expert jewelers have a difficult time distinguishing the Diamond Z4 CZ from mined diamonds because of their similarity. This exquisite ring features a flawless simulated diamond center stone of 2 3/4 carats, surrounded by over 1 1/4 carats of round and tapered flawless baguettes. One jewelry industry professional marveled at their beauty and brilliance.
It's exceedingly rare to see such flawless stones.
He's right. Comparable solitaires made of diamonds can cost up to $30,000. Your price through this special invitation will be only $20. And for a limited time, you can also receive this beautiful band with 1.92 carats of diamond Z4s. Get both CZ rings totaling over an astounding 6 carats for $20. So call or click now.
Call 1-800-577-5801 to get your Diamond Z4. Call now or go to diamondz4.com. So call 1-800-577-5801. Call now.
If we don't stop Donald Trump this time, shame on us. Americans deserve a president who has their back, who isn't afraid to take on powerful forces, who has a record of bringing people together, and most importantly, who gets things done. I know what it takes to win in the Midwest. It's not flyover country to me. It's home. I'm Amy Klobuchar. I approve this message because we need a president who can win for all of us.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
This is a closed course. You should never speed on icy roads. And avoid driving into slush pools at all costs. We've already done all the things you shouldn't, but only to make sure your Honda can handle it. The Honda all-wheel drive lineup. Winter ready. Visit your Honda dealer to test drive one today.
Get your new Toro snowblower from Duluth Lawn and Sport. Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with live local CBS3. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
Worries about the coronavirus sent stocks plummeting again on Wall Street.
As the U.S. tries to contain the virus, the director of the Centers for Disease Control told a House panel the agency is revising guidelines to allow testing when a doctor or public health official suspects it.
CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry has the latest from Capitol Hill.
CDC Director Robert Redfield tried to ease concerns about the coronavirus.
The risk to the American public is low.
But in congressional testimony Thursday, Redfield said much remains unknown, including precisely how the virus is spread.
But we do know that you can transmit this virus before symptoms.
Redfield said more test kits were being shipped to states, including California. Health officials in Northern California say a woman contracted the virus from an unknown origin. Hers is the first known case of community transmission of coronavirus in the U.S., meaning the patient was probably infected by someone in the general population.
At this point, we don't know where the patient was exposed. At some point, the patient became ill enough to warrant testing for coronavirus, and the result came back positive.
Congress is working on a bill to fund the federal emergency response to coronavirus. In a letter, California Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein urged Vice President Pence to ensure rapid testing for all suspected cases.
Thursday, Vice President Pence met with his coronavirus task force. He named Dr. Debbie Bricks as the White House response coordinator. At a White House event, the president said attempts at containing the virus in the U.S. are working.
Fortunately, we made the early moves and we closed our borders, but it's working out very professionally. We're doing a tremendous job.
Coronavirus worries hammered stocks for the 6th consecutive session. The Dow plunged nearly 1,200 points, its biggest one-day point drop ever.
Coming up, Kelly is in with sports. Stay tuned.
Thursday Night Face-Off is brought to you by Essentia Health.
Dear Wallet, load up on savings during Toyota President's Day. Get a historic deal before its history. See you soon, Toyota. Right now, get $1,000 TFS cash when you finance a new 2020 RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
At Papa Murphy's, we're making flavor magic for just $8. Introducing the new Combo Magnifico, a magical combination of giant pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and onions, all for just $8. Bake it yourself, then make it disappear. We make it, you bake it, Papa Murphy's.
Here, in this place, a game like nowhere else, where team is everything. Together, we push, we strive, and sometimes we fall. But here, adversity is an opportunity to make teamwork count when it matters most. Because together, we own this ice. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
It's the extreme deal of the day. Call now and get fast internet for less than $20 a month. If you ever thought about switching internet providers, the time to do it is now. For a limited time, you can get Access Internet 60 with speeds up to 60 meg and in-home Wi-Fi for only $19.99 a month for 1 year. Plus, there's no contract to sign. This is your chance to get real high-speed internet without the high price. Call 855-330-4175 today.
Now, we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it. A record on job creation. A doable plan to combat climate change.
I led a complex, diverse city through 9/11, and I have common sense plans to move America away from chaos to progress.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Classic Rock KQ, the Northland's #1 radio station. For almost 40 years, we thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. Classic Rock 95 KQDS.
I want people to tune in, and I want them to see a friend, because I'm a mother, and I know how hard it can be. You're doing all these things, and then you have the child, and then no one talks to you about how lonely it can be. You know, who do you lean to? Who do you connect with? This segment is very important to me because I get to work, but I also get to work on my passion.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Dear Wallet, load up on savings during Toyota President's Day. Get a historic deal before its history. See you soon, Toyota. Right now, get $1,000 TFS cash when you finance a new 2020 RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back into sports. We had a quiet night of Thursday Night Face-Off only because one team in the Northland remains when it comes to the trek to the X. And as of last night, that would be the Hermantown Hawks. Hermantown handily took down Duluth Denfeld 6-0 last night in the Section 7A finals at Amsoil Arena. It's the first trip for the team to the state tourney since 2018. I remember talking to the Hawks prior to the start of the season, and I remember them saying they had all the pieces to avenge their absence last year. And last night was just one more goal to check off the list.
This is a sigh of relief. You know, this is a check. You got to check this off before we can get to what we really want. I mean, our goal is a state championship, but you got to win the section first. And this is probably the most nerve-wracking one because everything's on the line. And now they get to experience it all next week, you know. And then we'll just take it one period at a time. That's all we've been telling them, period at a time. The first tonight wasn't our best. It was okay. Second was better. Third was outstanding. And we'll build on that starting next Wednesday at the X.
And now Blake Biondi, the UMD commit, is only 4 goals away from the Hermantown all-time record, but that record is far from the seniors' mind.
So many great players have come through here, and yeah, obviously I obviously look up to all those guys growing up, and it's obviously a great feeling, and I'm not thinking about it a lot right now. I'll probably think about it later on, like after the year, and hopefully win a state championship. But right now, like I said, yeah, we're just trying to win a state championship and focus in on the guys to get better each day. So.
Some Section 7 AA hockey news. The Andover Huskies are heading to the state tournament after defeating Elk River Zimmerman. Following the section semifinals on Saturday, there were no Northland teams remaining in the bracket. This is the Huskies' first trip to state. They are led by UMD commit Wyatt Kaiser. Minnesota on the road in Detroit taking on the Red Wings thanks to a 2-goal game from Matt Dumba. Wild wins 7-1. Alex Stalock only allows 1 goal. For the first time in 20 years, the UMD women's basketball team finished undefeated at home, a perfect 14-0 at Romano Gym. So it's no surprise that this year's team has started to rack up some awards. Head coach Mandy Pearson was named NSIC Coach of the Year, leading the Bulldogs to back-to-back 20-win seasons in a conference championship. Sophomore forward Brooke Olson was named Conference Player of the Year. The Rice Lake, Wisconsin native averaged 16 points per game and was one of the best shooters in the NSIC. Sarah Groh and Katie Stark were named to the All-NSIC second team, as well as the all-defensive team. And Brandon Meyer's senior season is winding down, and he has certainly ramped up his game in the Bulldogs' past 4 games, including last night's overtime win over Concordia St. Paul. Meyer has averaged 41 points a game. Today, he was named NSIC Player of the Year. Meyer surpassed a milestone on February 22nd, becoming the school's all-time scoring leader in a game versus Bemidji State. The Superior, Wisconsin native has led the team in scoring with 25 points a game and credits that success to his teammates.
They love my success as much as I do, if not more, and that's what gets me going. And then it goes with a lot of preparation, shooting the shots that I prepare for, and really just trying to win.
He works really hard. He's in the gym every day. I don't have to ask him or beg him to come in and work. He's in here on his own. I think over the course of his career, he's gotten better every single year. He's added different parts to his game, or has really refined parts to his game.
That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health St. Mary's Medical Center. Proud to serve as the Northland's only adult Level 1 trauma center.
When other diets don't work, lose up to 1 pound of fat a day with Healthy Systems USA.
Hi, my name is Carol, and I started Healthy Systems USA 60 days ago, and I'm down 30 pounds.
Order online or call us today.
Oak Lake RV is kicking off the new year right with our year-end closeout pricing. Browse our entire inventory today, from our indoor showroom to our clear lot, any time of the year. Now is the time to buy. Non-current model years must go at Oak Lake RV. Visit oaklakeRV.com for more details. Oak Lake RV in Moose Lake, family owned and operated since 1930.
Daddy, you're gonna need a lot of work.
Oh, okay. I'm clearly not the boss here. But with the DQ sauced and tossed chicken strip basket, I'm the sauce boss. It's my choice of honey barbecue or sweet and tangy sesame glaze on juicy, all-white meat chicken strips, and served with a side of fries, Texas toast, and ranch. So when it comes to flavor, I'm in charge.
Eyes closed.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Picture that first day Donald Trump is no longer the president. The sun's going to come up over a country even more divided, with crises that still require urgent action. I am running to pick up the pieces of our divided nation and lead us toward real action, to do something about health care, to do something about climate change, to tackle systemic racism, an American experience defined not by exclusion, but by belonging.
I'm Pete Buttigieg, and I approve this message.
Our team at Washkes in Virginia has proudly been putting the customer first since 1983. We're driven to provide the best guest experience with the most competitive pricing. Experience the difference.
Trust the team at Washkes to find you the perfect truck, built for work and play. Lease a new 2020 Ram for $385 a month, or buy a new 2019 GMC Sierra and save up to $13,000 off MSRP. Get an SUV made to fit your lifestyle and family. Lease the nimble new Jeep Renegade for just $199 a month.
We're family driven since 1983.
When other diets don't work, lose up to 1 pound of fat a day with Healthy Systems USA.
My name is Brandon, and I lost 20 pounds. I didn't even feel hungry. I would definitely recommend Healthy Systems USA.
Order online or call us today.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Our buy one, get one for a buck suit and sport coat sale is now in progress. Hundreds of options. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
All right, Dave, one more cool day, and then we warm up for the weekend?
That's exactly it, Anthony.
Right.
This cold spell won't last forever, but some towns could go towards 15, 20 below tomorrow morning, followed by a daytime high near 20 above. which is cooler than normal by almost 10 degrees. For example, here in Duluth, we'll have 22 with some sunshine. Then comes Saturday. The morning may be peppered and sprinkled with a little bit of flurry activity, especially north of Duluth, but it's just a 20% shot. Then the warm-up comes in with a warm front. It's 40 on Sunday with clouds, 34, partial sunshine Monday, and then a slight precip chance hits us Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with temperatures eventually falling back down to normal by next Thursday.
All right, so bundle up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night.